What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Michael Carpenter is reporting on his Twitter that Vasiliy Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez will take place May 30th. They haven't announced the venue or the location of the fight, but it's going to take place on ESPN pay-per-view, not ESPN Plus. Not a surprise, not a surprise. Looking at Vasiliy Lomachenko will be making his highest payday fighting Teofimo Lopez, as they've been mentioning leading up to this fight. Him and his dad, they've been saying that, Vasiliy Lomachenko's got to fight me because he's going to get his highest payday fighting me. He can't make this fight anybody else. So for him fighting Teofimo Lopez is what's generating Vasiliy Lomachenko's highest payday. That's what Lopez and his dad has been stating. And that's the reason why this fight is going to pay-per-view, man. ESPN can't afford it based on what both fighters are going to command as far as purses go. And the ESPN Plus app, that's $4.99 every time somebody, watches that, subscribes to that app. But that's not going to be enough to satisfy both fighters. So they're going to put it on pay-per-view, and you, the customer, is going to have to pay for these two guys matching up for a unification fight at 135. Now, Now, that should be a good fight, man. I like this fight. To me, this is the second biggest fight that's been announced of 2020 behind Wilder Fury 2. Now, I don't care about Joshua Pulev. That fight is not a big fight. It's big probably in the UK and in Turkey, but it's not big here in the U.S. This is the biggest fight in the U.S., second biggest fight in the U.S. behind Wilder Fury 2. Now, Canelo will be fighting May 2nd. That'll be 4 weeks before Lomachenko and Lopez. And if he's fighting Callum Smith or even Billy Joe Saunders, man, that fight is, in my opinion, is not bigger than Lopez and Lomachenko. Now, Canelo probably will get good subscriptions, a high subscription buys for his fight against whoever he fights, whoever one of those UK guys he fights. But it'll be he's the bigger name. But as far as significance and stuff of that nature, it's not bigger than Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, who the winner of this fight will be the #1 light heavyweight in the world, just like the winner of Wilder and Fury will be the #1 heavyweight in the world. So excuse me. That's why I'm saying this fight right now. We're gonna see what else getting announced. If we get say Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence, that's a unification fight, and the winner of that, in my opinion, will be the best at 147. I think that winner will probably have to fight Crawford, to find out if Crawford got a say in who's the best. But at that point, the winner of Pacquiao Fury, winner of Pacquiao Errol Spence, if it's made for the summer of 2020, that guy at that time will be the #1 welterweight. So that remains to be seen. That fight has not been signed. There's been a lot of rumors going on about who Pacquiao will fight. We'll see. We know there's 3 names involved in that: Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, and Sean Porter. So we'll see what happens. But if he wants to be #1 at 147 pounds, he's got to fight and beat Errol Spence. So we'll see what happens. But right now, man, I like this fight between Lomachenko and Lopez, man. Like this fight, man. You've got the skilled magician and Lomachenko going against the young, hungry lion with power in both hands, fast hands, a lot of belief in himself, got that killer attitude, that killer mindset, that what you don't know, don't want to hurt you type of attitude, wet behind the ears. That young up-and-coming guy that what he doesn't know is sometimes it's best he don't know. He might be beaten, don't understand the magnitude of what he's about to do, getting there with a guy of Lomachenko's caliber, and he can get in there and believe in his skills and land his punches and maybe get Lomachenko out of there. He's got power in both hands. He definitely got the power to do that. He's the bigger guy going into this fight. It's going to be a good fight, man. A lot of bad blood leading up to this fight between Lomachenko and his dad, talking down on Lomachenko. Lomachenko doesn't appreciate it. He's basically said Lopez hasn't beaten anybody. He doesn't deserve a shot up to the fight that he fought against Comey. Against Comey. Before that fight against Comey, Lomachenko was of the opinion that Lopez was a nobody. He hadn't fought nobody. Didn't deserve to share the same ring as Lomachenko. But once he defeated Comey and got a IBF lightweight title. Now he's got Lomachenko attention, and now Lomachenko is ready to step in the ring with him. So it should be a very interesting fight. Now, it's been speculated that they've been arguing over the location. Lomachenko says he doesn't want to fight in New York because that'll basically be fighting in Lopez's backyard. But what he doesn't, what he doesn't mention or doesn't let people know is as he's fought plenty of times in New York. He fought. What he fought? He fought. Didn't he fight Linares? I think that fight was in New York. He fought Linares in New York. He fought. He fought another guy up in the Hula Theater. He's fought plenty of times up in New York, man. But for some reason, he doesn't want to fight Lopez, who's was born in New York. I think he's born in Brooklyn. So that'll be a hometown fight. But I think right now Lopez lives in Florida, actually. So that's where he was raised at, but that's not where he's currently living at. So I don't think it'll be any kind of home field advantage for Lopez. As far as that goes, I think everything will be on the up and up. Everything will be on a level playing field. I don't think they'll be slanting anything toward Lopez. Now, the crowd that be at that fight, it's probably going to be more people cheering for Lopez than they do Lomachenko. Lomachenko will have his people. He have his people coming over from the Ukraine, and then got some New York in itself has Ukraine population too. They got the people. Most of the Ukraine population is heavily in the California area, specifically the Los Angeles area. But they have some Ukrainian people living in New York too, so I'm sure they'll be coming over for that fight too. And a lot of people be flying in from Ukraine and flying in from LA, from where Lomachenko now trains and resides. So I think he'll have his fans, but if you had asked me who would have the majority of the fans for that fight, I would probably say Lopez. But I don't think it'll be something like, 80-20 Lopez. I think it would be more like 65, maybe 35 Lopez, maybe 60-40 or somewhere in there, no worse than 60-40 as far as crowd in favor of Lopez compared to the people cheering for Lomachenko. So let's get into the matchup in itself, man. I think it's a great clash of styles, man. You got, like I told you, you got a guy that's a magician in that ring, in Lomachenko, a guy that gives you different angles, throws punches from different angles, very quick, got good feet, got quick, fast hands. He's like a computer, man. He digests what you do in the first couple of rounds, and he usually has an answer for that. Once he figures you out, man, then he begins to break you down. He throws a lot of punches. Makes you have to focus on defense because he's throwing so many punches from different angles and from different speeds at you. Get you focusing so much on defense, and then he does a good job of varying his speed of his punches. He'll set up some punches. He'll throw a couple of punches like just some punches just to score, and then all of a sudden he'll load up on his punches to get you stunned or get you hurt and get you in a bad situation as far as in the ring goes, man. So he does a very good job of varying his speed of his punches, man. So it's gonna be up to Lopez to put the pressure on Lomachenko, land his shots. Got a good left hook, got a good right hook. He's got a pretty good jab. He's got that Mayweather shell defense that he goes into a little bit. I don't think that'll work on Lomachenko. Lomachenko will just attack all parts of your body, even with you trying to use that Mayweather shell defense. He'll hit you on your arms, elbows, wrist. He'll hit you everywhere, So he'll still be scoring while you covering up, trying to give him that puzzle to solve. He'll be able to solve that with no problem. So I don't think you'll see that a lot. If you do, I think Lomachenko will exploit that, man. But I think it's a good fight, man. It's going to be a good press conference leading up to the fight. Trash talking that Lopez and his dad do. They're like Danny Garcia, Angel Garcia 2.0, man. They both talk a lot of noise, a lot of trash, man. That'll make the lead up to the fight very exciting, get a lot of people interested in watching this fight, man. But again, Michael Carpenter is reporting May 30th is the date for this fight, ESPN pay-per-view. And while we're waiting on the location, man, I'm hearing that it's going to either be in New York or it's going to be overseas. It's up to Lomachenko and his team to decide where they're going to want to go. If it's in New York, which I believe it's going to be, That's the date they're looking at, May 30th. I think if it was actually going to be overseas, I think it was going to actually be in a later date. I think Barbara Aram said that about a couple of weeks ago about if it's going to be in New York, it'll be in May. But if it's going to be in overseas, I think they were talking about maybe Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think they were talking about that somewhere in the Middle East. I believe it was Saudi Arabia. If the fight was going to be in Saudi Arabia, it would be in June. So with them naming the date of May 30th, I'm pretty much certain that it'll be in New York, Madison Square Garden, with an outside possibility of it being in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. But if I had to put my money on, I think it's going to be Madison Square Garden in New York. We'll see what happens, but we'll see when the official announcement comes. I want you guys to make your picks. Text me your picks. Who you think gonna win this fight, man? You like Lomachenko, the magician, Lomachenko, the technical magician, Lomachenko? Do you like the young whippersnapper with full of confidence, power in both hands, Lopez? And who you think gonna win the fight? And if you think it's gonna be a decision, give me the decision, the winner by the decision. Or if you think it's gonna be a knockout, give me who you think is gonna win the fight and what round they're gonna get the knockout in. Just let me know and leave your picks in the comment section. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. Holla.